come up. I have your ID here. You left it at the front table. So that's the first order of business. Let's get, here you go. Thank you. So tonight's our pitching workshop. It's great to see everybody here. We have Akshay Koko, who's one of our faculty fellows, guest helping us out tonight. And we have Kevin Willett and Kathy Levy over there helping us actually doing the presentation tonight. I'm just starting out, just kind of doing the introduction stuff. In a couple of minutes, food should be ready, so we'll grab some food. I'll do some introductory slides. Does anyone know what today is?
Yes.
Thursday.
Friday.
Wrong. It's National Potato Chip Day.
Oh.
Actually, it is National Pie Day. I just wanted to know. It is National Potato Chip Day too, but it's also Pie Day. So one of the things that there's actually, if you go to the National Calendar Day website, they actually have a bunch of activities you can do for National Pie Day.
Like what?
So you have celebrate a day with a slice of pie, host a pie eating ceremony, and come to a difference maker pitch coaching workshop. That's one of the things they actually talk to on the website. So here you are doing one of the great National Pie Day activities. So anyway, so we already mentioned the faculty fellows, but here's our whole assortment of faculty fellows from all the different colleges. If you have any questions regarding them, I can help you introduce them. But there's our list up there. So next steps. So we have workshop 4 that you're all here tonight. We're going to have rocket pitch coaching sessions next week. So if you haven't signed up, I'm actually going to I'm going to have a QR code in a moment that you can capture to go sign up for pitch coaching. Okay? And on the 27th, that's the big day. That's going to be the actual pitch day. So the way that day goes, you're going to come in the afternoon. You're going to get assigned a slot to come and pitch your idea. It's going to be in front of 4 or 5 judges, but in a room, not so much in a big venue in front of a bunch of people. Okay? So you'll be pitching. That's why we need your slide presentation and your poster for that day. Later on that day, so everyone's going to have I think it's a half-hour slot. You get so much time to present, so much time for question and answers, and then the judges will score you. And then those scores at the end of the day will all go, we'll look through all the scores. During that time, you're going to have a poster session. And that poster session is basically just to network and meet people and until the winners are announced. Okay? So if you have, go ahead.
Are there any other times to do so? If we have like an exam at that time?
So you basically can adjust the time once you get assigned, but really I think it's like 2 to 4 or 1 to 4. I forget the exact block of time, but it's during that afternoon. So we'll try to work with you as best we can to get you a time that works. Oh, actually, let's get a microphone. Let me just get one of our interns. You guys, thank you, Kevin. This way we have the questions, they can be heard on the recording if anybody has any similar questions who are watching the video later on. Oops, turn.
I was just wondering, how long is the presentation in front of the judges?
5 minutes and 5 minutes Q&A, question and answers.
Thank you.
So, good question. And then essentially they will ask you, then they'll do deliberation until the next team comes through, and essentially every team gets a half hour allocated to them for presenting, and then questions, and then judge scoring. Thank you. Any other questions around the preliminary day? So we really need your posters by that time because we have all the posters printed out over the College of Engineering. So it's really important for over at the College of Engineering Makerspace. It's Makerspace for everybody, so that's the other piece. Remember, anybody can use that space. It's not just for the engineering students. So you can also, and this is optional, you can revise your idea plan if you want. That's totally up to you. If you want to revise that, you can. This is your opportunity. Everyone, when you go on the platform, it should give you that ability to redo or update your idea plan based on the feedback. Everybody's feedback should be available on the platform. If it isn't, please let me know, and I will see what's going on with that. And then the 4th, we have the pitch off, and then the 13th. Oops, go ahead. Oops, hold on. Let's get you.
I think in the emails it said April 3rd was the pitch off. Is it the 3rd or the 4th?
Actually, it is the 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah, that is correct. Sorry about that. That's what happens when I reuse slides. So, yeah, that was a good catch. Thank you. Good catch. And then 10 teams will go from the preliminaries to the finals. And every one of those 10 teams is going to be guaranteed at least $2,000 honorable mention. There'll be one team that'll get risk campus-wide difference maker for $6,000, and then we go from there. Any questions? And that money goes towards your projects, and then you get some of that before boot camp, and then the rest after boot camp, which is 1 day a week for 5 weeks, and only one person from your team needs to attend. All right, good. So here's our agenda tonight. We're going to do rocket pitch review. We're going to look at some team examples, and we're going to also eat before we start. And while I'm going to go check on the food, here's the QR code to register for a pitch coaching session. And I'll be right back. I'll leave this up for a minute. So is this QR code? So you'll see three options for pitch coaching. There's one that's just for Monday, one for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and one for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And if for some reason you need some help rescheduling or whatever, please let me know. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about is the feedback. So if you didn't see your feedback, this is how you go. You go into your idea plan platform, into the dashboard, and you'll see your reviewer comments. And you click on each of the reviewer comments, and it'll show you what they said. And here's what it'll look like, something like that. And that's just a test that I did, just to kind of show how things would look. And hopefully that helps. All right, let's see, we go back here. That's tonight's agenda. Any questions? I'm just waiting for the food so I can let you all eat before we start. So network, and I'll let you know when the food is ready. We're just about there. All right, so it looks like everybody's got their food. I hope everyone's enjoying it. Networking is going well. Before we begin, one of the other prizes I wanted to talk about was this is after the difference maker, the finals. There's actually three $5,000 prizes, in-kind legal prizes over boot camp. And those can be used for formation of your business. They can be used for intellectual property, whatever. But there's three $5,000 prizes after that. So I'm going to hand it over to Kathy Levy, and she'll start the presentation.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our fourth and final workshop. And we'll be doing an activity after Professor Willett speaks as well. So, yeah, I hope you're enjoying your meal. Introducing us, taking care of everything. So Jay went over our agenda. We're going to go over the rocket pitch review, and then we're going to go over some team examples. Here's our...
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay.
You can
We'll
get
do
that. So here we go.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go over a few things in a period of time. So we're doing the rocket pitch. And I often start this off, it seems because it's always this time of year that we have it, the beginning of very traditional American pastime, baseball. And I think of the notion of pitching, right? And in some ways that's what we're doing, right? We're sending out, not a ball necessarily, that we're sending out our idea. And we're trying to sell our idea in a sense, in terms of showing the value and the hard work and the imagination that you've devoted to this and the continuing development of it. So when we do the pitch, we talk about selling your idea. So there's a format for it. The maximum time is 5 minutes, so that's a key. It should be brief. And that's, for those of you, I'm sure many of you are in the sciences, the notion of brevity and parsimony, if you can say it in a few words, do that. So be very succinct if you can in coming up with your solution. The guideline is to have 4 to 6 slides and to use the rocket pitch template. And then you'll have about 10 minutes after the 5-minute presentation for the judges to ask you questions and answers. And I've never done anything like Difference Makers other than being fortunate enough to be a faculty liaison. But I try to equate it with teaching. Try to anticipate the questions that you believe, the judges might have for you. And I think one of the things, and you'll see this when Professor Willett comes up here, some of the past projects that have been done, students are just so sharp and right on it, because the judge will sit there, and they're not necessarily adversarial. I mean, they're there to help guide you, but they have legitimate, genuine questions. And then all of a sudden, you see one of the students just go to the appendix, and they've got almost the answers there, or the data there. So it shows you that, or shows them, that you're anticipating, what might occur. Of course, there might be new questions that you never thought about, and maybe incorporate that. But, so yeah, you can do that. It shows you've done your research. And yeah, so they'll take about 10 minutes or so. They'll be asking you questions and answers. And also realize, I think of it in terms of, I know it can be nerve-wracking, but you in a sense, even though you're here to learn and to strategize, you're really the expert in terms of this. It's your idea. You might be able to learn from others for sure, but don't become intimidated. Try to be confident and be open, but it's your idea. So try not to also get disappointed if it doesn't work out exactly the way you want it. This is your creation, so go forward with it. And we're hoping that these templates can help you organize it and strategize it. Okay, so the first one is defining the problem. And when we talk about defining the problem, you've got to show the judges particularly, and the audience sometimes, what is the question you're asking, have you done research, who needs it, and so on. So here we go. My glasses, so I'm sorry. So clearly state what you want to solve, who's impacted by it, the specifics if you can. Also, try to show how important it is to solve this. Why is it of value? And I'm sure you went over that with your values proposition and so on. And do show them that you've done your homework in a sense, or you've done your research, talking to others, talking to people that might be impacted by the idea that you're offering. Think about the user pain that might be involved. Okay, so let's see. Then another task is to organize the content in terms of the template and assess the opportunities that you are presenting. So for instance, demonstrate the knowledge that you have about your idea. How is the problem currently being addressed? Who is currently addressing it? How can the current solution be considered of value or be optimized or be improved? So show data on real-life people if you can, and utilize graphs to showcase the work and the study that you're doing. And then the third step in terms of organizing is to introduce your solution. Try to clearly describe what it is you're aiming to achieve. What value does your solution deliver? How is it different? What added value is it bringing to the field? How will you sustain it? How will you be able to continue growing? So think about the need, how it's unique, how it's innovative, and also I think with knowledge too. Knowledge builds upon prior knowledge, so it might not be a totally new idea, but it's an idea that might be, it's going to help something or improve something and maybe be more cost effective. And then the next step is to identify your needed resources. So that is, try to estimate, if you can, what are you going to need? Because that's what the judges are going to be deciding, how you're going to spend the resources, if you should be, rewarded with them, and how are you going to use them? How will you acquire them? So break down the course cost if you can, and you'll see this with some of the examples of prior difference maker projects. Finally, some of the things to consider are try not to use technical jargon. Sometimes we get caught up in terms of the language that we're used to in the fields that we're in. So if you can try to use everyday language, it'd be great if you could practice it on people that are not in the field to see if they can figure out what you're trying to do. to practice in front of people that's not familiar, and ask them if they understand it. Try to keep it simple, try to focus on the core message. Try to tell a story. Getting back to teaching, I always think my favorite teachers, and I don't know if this is helpful in certain fields, but I always love the ones that were good storytellers that could relate. I mean, of course, science, we wanted to pure from base, we want data to prove the truth, but, you know, think of some of your past teachers, maybe current professors. I always thought the ones that can really grab our attention and hopefully convey accurate information in an engaging way. Identify the customer pain. You know, I've been talking to some of the folks here. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to everybody, and I haven't gotten a chance to read all the projects, but I'm always amazed at what you do. They're fascinating. I mean, it's just, I think, wow, why didn't other people think of this? It's such a unique, simple solution to an everyday problem that people don't even, you know, realize it could be made better. Try not to read your slides, so don't pay attention. When I get anxious, I read my slides, so try to understand it. And I mean, by this time, you're going to rehash it so much, I'm sure you'll do fine. Try and practice, definitely practice, and don't exceed the limit, because they will say 5 minutes and that's it. You could be 3/4 of the way done, so it doesn't do justice to all your work on this. And don't forget the resource slide. You know, what do you need? How much money do you need? Even if it's, you know, not accurate, at least it's an honest, you know, estimation of what you might need and how you use the money. Okay, so I think that's it. But questions, sure.
I just had a question. Is there any, on that 5-minute timeline?
Oh wait, okay.
Thank you. Hello.
So for that 5-minute timeline,
Yes.
is there any leeway on that? Like if you know,
No.
they give you an extra 10 seconds, 20 seconds?
Well,
We might give you 5 or 10 seconds, but
but
that's...
not, yeah, they
Okay.
pretty much stick to it.
All right, keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Yeah, sure.
Now, for the needs part, would it need to be in the budget range of the competition, or is it, say, for example, if you wanted to have this in appraisal and say what you actually need?
Good question. I don't know if I can really answer it for you. I'm sorry.
So I would suggest you, if you need more than that, that's okay. You can say, but what the money I win, whatever I win, I'm gonna put it towards this, whatever I'm doing with this item or this resource that I need.
Sort of like a pilot, I guess, at least it's a starting point.
Exactly, starting point.
And Professor, that's going to come up here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead with your next question.
Yeah, so I can talk loudly. One of the,
It doesn't work for the women.
oh, sure. So one of the questions I have is, what kind of follow-up questions can we expect? These are going to be, from what I remember from the engineering competition, these were a lot of CEOs and founders, people who are really invested in these kind of startup businesses. What are some of the main questions that I should expect to follow up to my presentation? Obviously, I can't say everything in 5 minutes, but I'd like to be prepared in my presentation for possibly appendix slides. So
Right.
what would be some good follow-up things to be prepared for?
Kind of varies according to the topic. I don't know, do we have a record of them, of questions that have been?
Not necessarily, but I
Yeah.
would suggest they're gonna ask, so if you don't win all the funds you need, how are you gonna proceed with the funds you get? Would be an appropriate question. You know, is this actually eligible for intellectual property or not? You know, that might be a type of question, or have you looked into the intellectual property aspect?
Okay.
One of the, if you're making an app, I think one of the things a lot of people think about with apps is it's gonna be $5,000, which is not true. There's a lot of back-end infrastructure that goes into it. Be aware of all the pieces that are gonna need to implement your solution. You don't need to know every detail, but just be aware, like, there's more than just, like for an app, there's more than just building the app.
Yeah, because I don't think they're graded, recorded, I should say, right? The sessions that I have.
Yeah, no, I think years ago they used to record, but nobody's watching, 30 pitches on the
Yeah.
Difference Maker YouTube channel.
So maybe if you've seen some of these example ones, you can maybe even contact some of the folks that were presenting and they might. But I think it's maybe intuitive in terms of understanding, well, there's a pitfall here, or maybe a little weak link, so how can we support it and acknowledge it? It's okay to say you don't have all the answers.
That brings me to an interesting follow-up question I have is there a way that we could find out who our panel is going to be, or is it strategically randomized for each event? I'd just like to know what kind of audience I should have, just to figure out what kind of background information we need to give.
Yeah.
Obviously not make it too techy, but just fill in some gaps for people who may not be aware of a specific industry.
So essentially what we do is we'll put you in a room, like you'll be more with engineering people, because we try to, based on the volunteers we have, the judges, we try to put you in a room where you'll be speaking to sort of an audience that will understand your topic the best. It's not always 100%, but we do try to do that.
So you'd say most of these judges are engineers?
For your room, most of the judges I think will be engineers or scientists or something like that.
Okay.
Mhm. And there's usually a business representative too, I think.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah.
a business room, there'll be business people.
But yeah.
In a different, then there'll be humanities room type things, and we try to match the team with the judges.
Oh, interesting.
It's not 100%, but we do our best.
And just to finish, before we turn it over to Professor Willett, I just want to my own 2 cents on this. I admire all of you for being here. I mean, you're going above and beyond in terms of what students will do. Your ideas are fascinating. If you don't win, don't feel you're not a winner, because you really are, just by being here, learning new techniques, and stay with that idea. Sometimes ideas are not quite right or not ready. But they'll take off at another time, and maybe some of them will really take off right now. So it's a learning process, and I just urge you that, to keep going forward with it. Pat yourself on the back, and in terms of getting back to our pitch, you've hit the ball right now out of the park. So all you've got to do is continue to work at it, and hopefully we'll all be able to help you. As you can see, we don't have all the answers, but we're going to try to be there by your side, cheering you on, and referring you to the people that might have better answers for you as we go along. So thank you for letting me be part of it, and I have the pleasure of introducing Professor Kevin Willett.
So for those of you who haven't met, I'm Professor Kev. I teach in the business school. Feel free to reach out to me if I can help you with your ideas. So we're going to start with Point Stick tonight. We're going to show you their video. We're going to show you BioBubbler and talk about what we saw, good and bad.
So, how many people here today know someone who's had back pain? People with back pain are actually within the majority because non-impact injuries like back pain are at epidemic level. The American Pain Foundation tells us that up to 80% of us will experience back pain at one point in our lives, and up to 27 million Americans are suffering from back pain every single year. The American Medical Association tells us that since 2004, we have more than doubled the amount of money spent toward these issues, and on top of that, the American population are reporting more pain and more disability related to the issues. We're spending up to $86 billion related to issues that don't even trace back to a severe injury or a severe illness. And as rehab specialists, what we're starting to see is people have completely lost their ability to move properly through the hips while maintaining proper spinal posture and breathing mechanics. Now, we tend to try to correct these issues with things like verbal cues, but we still often see a disconnect between how we would like the client and patient to move and how they actually move. But that's not their fault, because verbal cues mean absolutely nothing until you can actually feel what we're talking about. So we truly believe, in order to eliminate this disconnect between client and professional, and to help take people out of this unnecessary pain epidemic, is to bring verbal cues to life, so that you can actually feel what it's like to move well, and so that it's no longer just a verbal cue. If you're someone that loves to be in complete control of your own body, while constantly reassuring yourself of right versus wrong during exercise and training, then you are going to absolutely love the new innovative product that our team has developed for both rehabilitation and injury prevention. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the 3-point stick, a precisely engineered collapsible dowel with a slot to accommodate dual elastic breathing straps. You feel the breathing strap expand and contract around your abdomen, assuring you of proper abdominal breathing mechanics. Maintain 3 contact points with the dowel to assure you of proper spinal posture, and feel yourself lose a point of contact as you come out of proper alignment so you can immediately self-correct your own movement. The 3-point stick is already proven to work. It's patent pending. It's free of complicated technology, free of sensors, and free of batteries. We have a doctor and 2 expert physical therapists supporting this product and have already expressed the fact that we, as a profession, need this product. Currently, our target market will be movement professionals, consisting of about 500,000 professionals as of right now, and estimated to be about 700,000 professionals by the year 2020. We will need funding for LLC formation, trademarking, manufacturing and production, marketing material, and further developing our marketing model in order to bring the 3-point stick to the people, to help reduce healthcare costs, and to bring people to a level of function that they've never thought possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3-point stick represents a higher standard for movement quality, and if brought to the market, I promise you, the 3-point stick will make a difference. Thank you.
He's a really good presenter, huh? I don't know about you, but if I have an idea, he's my guy. I'm hiring him.
I think that he started off pretty strong. He had a big middle part that was descriptive without being too verbose. And he definitely ended it with a good call to action to try to get the investors.
Well, remember we talked about jargon. I'm a business guy. I don't know what verbal cues are. Verbal cues. You gotta do this verbal cues. I don't know what it is. He lost me there. You gotta be careful with your hands too. You get a little too much jazz hands. We gotta get this. We kept doing this. I noticed when I talk to people and I use my hands, I was talking to someone the other day, and every time I went like this, they went with me. And then finally, I sound like this. Because I was just getting animated doing this, and they're trying to follow my hands. They're like, what does it mean? And I'm like, okay, calm down. So that's because I was distracting them. Really good, but I'm going to show you the slides in a few minutes, and then we're going to talk about having both pieces match. So let me show you the other presentation.
Hello, my name is Noelle Khan, and my name is Rachel Paquette, and today we'll be talking to you about the BioBubbler. I went to Haiti in January in order to implement the first BioBubbler system, and while I was there, I saw the true need for a water sanitation system in Haiti. I saw children as young as 4 and 5 going to their local water well in order to obtain their water for the day. These water wells are shallow, surrounded by trash and sewerage, containing water that no child or person should be obligated to drink. On another occasion, one of our friends did not show up to the Haiti Development Center because the night before she had put bleach into her water, that it caused her and her family to be rushed to the hospital. These occurrences are normal in Haiti and opened my eyes to the true need for a reliable and inexpensive water system. I will now pass it on to Noelle, who will talk about the BioBubbler and the other problems.
So one of the major waterborne diseases in Haiti comes from bacterial diarrhea, and about 7% of the population tend to die from that. So their current problem right now with the sanitation system is that it's very expensive. There's an osmosis system that can be taken down there, but there's technology needed for that. There's electricity needed for that, which they don't really have much of. Another way of sanitizing their water is the chemicals that Rachel talked about. Again, that's a problem because people got sick from it and so much of the population is dying each year. So here's our BioBubbler. This one was our original design, but after doing a little bit of marketing research, we realized that the people of Haiti want something to look like an actual bubbler, just like that one, because it shows that you're wealthy in Haiti. People in Haiti that are wealthy actually have clean water through a bubbler. So it's made from completely indigenous materials, such as a banana bark tree trunk. It purifies water by just the means of sand. Regular beach sand is okay to use. There's no harsh chemicals or advanced technology. Again, the advanced technology is the osmosis system, which is a lot of people in Haiti are not able to afford that. And it's inexpensive to produce. It costs $3 to produce one BioBubbler. There's almost no maintenance. If the sand gets too dirty, all you have to do is swirl it with a stick. So as of now, we haven't had to do that, and we've implemented one in October. And last but not least, education enables scalability and sustainability. That's a very big point because We have 4 Haitian students right now in Haiti helping us out, and we would love to give them some scholarship money. And there, we actually have these made. These are how-to flyers for the people of Haiti, and the 4 Haitian students are helping us out with this. They're giving them, they're actually giving these to people in Haiti and showing them how it's made. So these students know how to speak English and Creole. So they're able to communicate to the people of Haiti as me and Rachel can. So some of the positive outcomes for the BioBubbler, we have already designed 7 BioBubblers. 5 of them are implemented in Haitian homes, and 2 of them are back at the center, and we are doing more research on them, and we're doing more testing. So so we are using, right now we're using water-safe bacterial kits, but they're very basic kits, and we would love to get more advanced kits. This kind of brings us into our resources. So under $5,000, there's a lot we can do. We can get more advanced kits that we would like. We are able to give each Haitian student $100. That's plenty for them. An average Haitian person makes about $300 a year. So if we can give them at least 100, that's plenty for them. Another thing we would like to do is make a BioBubbler that actually looks like a bubbler, so that money can be used for that. Another resource is the additional filter units. We just need additional units just for us, just to do more advanced testing on them and to continue. Thank you.
Which one's better? 1, 2. I vote 2. I just liked their presentation. The first person was good, but maybe a little too good. You know, it came across a little too slick. That might appeal to judges or not. I like 2 because they explained exactly why they came up with the solution and how they're going to spend the money. So to me, 2 is just a better thing. All right, you want me to walk all the way to you? Go on.
Well, I think the first one was better at talking, like he was really fluid, I was impressed. The second one, they just appealed to people's emotion generally, which is very powerful.
Plus, I'll raise you one. You saw what happened, right? Someone kicked the door open in the middle of their presentation, boom, right back. Then the poor woman turns around, the slides are gone. She paused for a second, boom, right back. She didn't freak out, she didn't overreact, because she knew what she was going to say whether there was a slide there or not. I just liked the way they appealed, to your point. And once you see the slides, we'll talk about that. They won. When you see the slides in a second, first time I saw this, I'm like, someone give her money. That's exactly what I said. It's that good to me. So again, let me show you the slides to kind of prove my point. All right, let me go on. Okay, take a look at this slide. Everyone take a look at it with me. What do you see? Money, money. I'm a finance guy. I see money. I love money. How do I get money? That's all I'm seeing is the money. We have a problem. Yeah, I don't have that money. That's my problem. I want that money. So to me, and then I'm like, okay, I got this dude. He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Okay, I don't really know what that means. I didn't even see the 80%. Did you see the 80%? I didn't. I was looking at the money. I didn't see it. So what they're saying is 80% of people suffer from back pain. If you Google that, that's a factual statement. But doesn't mean they're clients. So, random thing about me, I love to shovel snow. I fight against my neighbor. He has a snowblower. Man against machine. 30 years, champion. I beat him for 30 years straight. The next day, my back hurts. You know what I do? I take 2 Motrins, 2 Blue Mountain Dews. Mountain Dew is a wonder drug. I got blue right there tonight. So when I'm shoveling, I drink Code Red. Red is for shoveling, blue is for back pain. But I beat the guy for 30 years. The next day, my back hurts. I'm not a client, because I can solve it. But now, all kidding aside, I'm just trying to have fun with you. But as a judge, if you say 80% of people are your clients, that's not factual. You lost. I'm going to stop listening to you. Because how do I know everything else is accurate? you have to be really, really careful. If you're making a claim and the claim's not right, I'm gonna dismiss you. I don't mean to be mean, that's a factual statement. That what they said, 80% of people suffer from back pain. That doesn't mean I'm gonna buy the point stick. Because we all suffer from back pain from time to time. So be careful with the semantics, because in that case, it's probably gonna cost them. All right, I wanna keep going. You want to tell me?
Yeah. So the lighter pieces,
I believe in this case, the lighter pieces are representing verbal cues, and the darker pieces are representing feel. And a blend of the two is creating the picture where people are successful. So it's illustrating that with those two in conjunction, a better outcome can be had.
I'll take your word for it. But for me, what I'm seeing, the verbal cues and feel, I don't know what that is. Those pieces aren't going together. I gotta spin them around. I know. Dude, it's Tetris. That's what it is, it's Tetris. I gotta spin those bad boys. Hey, did you see that 13-year-old kid beat Tetris? 13-year-old kid beat the game Tetris in 37 minutes. So, but then I'm even more confused. What's going on at the bottom? Why these people, they're playing, what's that game? I forgot the name of the game. Playing Twister. That's what they're doing. They're playing Twister. Or, it's like the beginning of the 70s show when they're all dancing. And that makes me think of Kelso. I'm like, I like Kelso. But when I'm doing stuff like this, I'm not listening anymore. Because I'm like, all right, I don't know what verbal cues are. Those things are supposed to fit together. I stop, like I'm lost now. I don't know what's going on. So now I'm going to get some more cookies. That's what's happening. Dave's mean to me. Only lets me have 2 cookies before I talk, because I get a little wired up if I have more than 2. So let's keep going. But you see how people can just get lost? All right, let's go to BioBubble. This is a cool picture, because what I'm seeing, you already have it invented. So that gives me some legitimacy. Wow, they already did this. So, friendly picture, they show it. And when I heard the presentation, they told me why they built it as a BioBubble. You're considered wealthy if you have a bubbler in your home. So they gave me the why. This slide here, money. When I see this slide, I'm handing them a check. So they showed me 7% of the population die each year. 7% of what? 712,000 people? And you have a solution to this? Congratulations, you just won. Game's over. I'm giving them money. That's impressive. They're showing me how their thing's different than what's going on. But when you heard them and you saw the slides, it's a winner. The first team, they were so confident, they focused on talking, and the slides didn't support what they were saying. So sometimes, we'll talk about this in a minute, if the people in the back might not be able to hear it, you may have lost them and stuff. So let's keep going. So they showed me, hey, we've already implemented this. We have 7 filters already going, 5 are already in homes, 2 are remaining. So they're proving to me through the test that it works. You come up with a problem that's going to save lives, you've already implemented it, and it works. I don't know what else you need. That's a winner to me right there. They show that this is valuable. And then they have a little thank you slide. So now for me, my problem is I wear hearing aids. So, and instead of sitting up here in the front, I sit in the back. That's just silly. But some people don't hear well. So if you're relying on your voice, you were joking about, not using the mic. Use the mic, okay? Because when we talk like this. And these people in the front hate me. Because it's just so loud, I'm screaming in their ears. Use the mic, okay? Because I don't like the way I sound either. And I try to do that, and I see the people in the front like, doing this because I'm screaming in their ear. So please use the mic. So again, any type of closed captioning, we don't unfortunately have that tonight, but speak clearly at an appropriate pace. When we get excited, we talk really fast. And if I have too much Mountain Dew today, I talk even faster. So you gotta slow it down so people can hear you, okay? Got one more. Thank you. We had someone in the competition do this. They wrote this all down on a slide. And then they did this. I see students try to add all their notes to a slide. Then they look at the audience. You gotta look at the audience. The judges want to know you're confident that you have a winning idea. If you don't look at them, they're like, why isn't he looking at me? Is he not confident in their idea? So please don't do this. I've had people do it, had people in class do it and stuff, so. And here's what we're looking for. Clearly stated problem. Do I understand exactly what you're going to solve? That's important. Do you have the data and research to support your pitch? Again, if you're saying 80% of people are impacted by it, make sure it's factual. Data from potential customers. We want to know you went out and talked to customers. Here's the mistake we all make. We think we're geniuses. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We think we're smarter than you. I don't need to go talk to you guys. I know I have a winning idea. Until you implement it and go, I probably should want to talk to my customers. Only your customers can tell you if it's a winning idea. But a lot of us skip this step, and then we lose money because we didn't take the time. Well, you know what? It's an okay idea. It would have been better if you did this. You're right, it would have been. That's why you need to talk to your customers. You got to see how big the market is. In class, I talked about Froyo, frozen yogurt. You remember it? Super hot for like a year. I live in Drake. We had 3 of them in Drake. We got none now. Super hot for a couple minutes. The record, my friend owned one, most expensive Froyo we sold, $27. Some little kid came in with his dad, and man, he's like me, he loves gummies. Puts on a whole pound of gummies, takes one bite, he's like, Dad, that's way too much. $27 later. But it's gone now. So you've got to make sure the market's still there. What makes you unique? Sometimes people give me ideas and I'm like, so you mean Uber, right?
Yeah.
It's already done, man. You got to be unique. Remember, we don't like change. Think about the things we do, like, it's just easier to keep doing it rather than change. Most of us don't want to change, so we're going to stay. Got to give me a reason to change. And how are you going to sustain it and grow it? We're going to give you money. We want to see you're going to keep going with it, not just, hey, I'm going to take it to this far, then I'm going to graduate and leave, so I'm not going to fall through. Want to make sure you're going to do it. And how you're going to get past the idea stage. And what's it going to take to implement your solution? They want to see the resources. You mentioned it earlier. Hey, if you give $5,000, this is exactly what we're going to do with it. And they like to see it done out. So it's not like, well, if you gave us $5,000, we would do wonderful things with it. And don't forget, it's for your idea. It was so awesome. The first time I was talking about this, a student told me they were going to buy a used car with it. That'd be sweet if I won $5,000, Kev. I got to need a car. You can't have a car, okay? It's for your project and stuff. So, am I done, Dave? Yeah, next steps. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for entertaining me.
So, do you have a mixed Mountain Dew flavors and colors?
Yeah, I usually go try to do blood. Most days I try to do red, green, then blue. Try to close with blue every day. Finish it up.
Oh, that's too funny. All right. So our next steps. So your teams. So we've already mailed you regarding the mandatory pitch coaching. So that's for next week. Make sure that your rocket pitch, you use the PowerPoint template we've passed out to you tonight. You should have also received those in your email. And we'll, what was the other part of the, and you've already received the template, you've already received the poster template, that you'll need both of those. Those are due on March 27th by 5 p.m. On the Difference Maker website, somewhere it says, the little feed of ideas, it says 8 a.m., but it's 5 p.m. that day. Make sure your PowerPoint is saved as your team's name when you email it, so we don't have to rename your PowerPoint to something so we know what team it is. It makes it a lot helpful. Same with the poster. And if you end up doing an update of your original idea plan, that's optional. You do not have to do that for the 27th, but if you do, it'll be in the platform and let us, that's just something that's an optional piece for you. The pitch off is April 3rd from 12:30 to 6. Be there a half hour before your time. You'll get a time assigned to you. If you need to reschedule that time, let us know way ahead of time because there's a lot of logistics involved. Okay, then the idea challenge is on April 10th, and there'll be 10 teams going from the preliminaries to that. And if you need help or have any questions, you can email me at David_Vadalaro. UML.edu. So I can give you some, if you need help with Qualtrics, I can help you with that, which is the, Qualtrics is a survey platform. Many students end up using SurveyMonkey. The problem with SurveyMonkey is if you want to do more like download data, you can't do that without paying for it. Qualtrics is actually included in your tuition, and you can do a lot of really cool stuff with it, as well as a basic survey, and you can download the data and make graphs in Excel and things like that. So if that's of interest to you, you can come and see me. We can review your interview questions for your customers. We can talk through your idea. I can help. I think actually I've heard some team members actually found new members on the TeamMaker platform tonight, so I was really happy to hear that. There's also IBIS World, which is a tool available through the library. Again, some of these articles are $1,000, $2,000. IBIS World is included in your tuition. It's market research based in different areas. So again, that's really helpful for you. We're going to pass out a workshop evaluation. If you could complete the evaluation, that would be helpful. Are there any questions before we get to wrap up? Oh.
I'm looking at this template right now, and it looks like it has like 8 different slides. Are we including the title slide and any like resource or thank you slides at the end and actual slides to the 4 to 6 that you mentioned?
Yes, there should be. I think the thank you is addition. The four to six, the 4 main ones are the problem, opportunity, solution, and the resources. And then the thank you slide and everything sort of extra. But it's not, you're not going to get penalized because you have 6 slides or 7 because you have a title and a title slide and a thank you slide. And your appendix slides, those are all for you to reference. Make sure you know where they are, so if somebody asks a question, you know where to go to get the topic you're looking for. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead.
For the coaching sessions next week, do we need to have something prepared going in for it? Do we need like our slides drafted, or is it just strictly like tips and tricks?
You should have your slides drafted. They don't need to be perfect, but just have an idea of what you're going to be saying for your final your preliminary presentation. Because the more prepared you are, the better we can help you. And as far as the slides go, one of the things we'll say is, oh, there's too many words, or it's hard to read, or something to that effect. So we'll be able to give you some guidance the more prepared you are. Good question, thank you. Any additional questions?
Do we need to stick to the templates, especially the poster template?
So you need to stick to the topics, but you don't necessarily need to stick to the order on the slide. But I would definitely recommend you want to do it in order of problem, opportunities, solution, resources, because it naturally helps you tell a story. But as far as the way you design the slide, that's entirely up to you. As far as the color themes, images you might use, words you might use, things of that nature. Is that
Yes, right.
super? Any additional questions? All right, so I think we've been passing out the survey. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Kevin and Kath, Professor Willett, Professor Levy, for coming tonight. And thank you all for attending. I look forward to seeing, I won't see all of you next week, but we have 3 people doing pitch coaching. As far as all 3 of us will be seeing all of you at some point, or a portion of you. And I look forward to the preliminaries. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll be here if you have any questions later. Thank you. Thank you, actually.